amazed at where I'm at today. Like, I'm actually amazed. If I was to share what I've been through within this last 65 days alone, it was crazy. It was very, very crazy, the things that I had to face, the things that I had to endure. But I made it. I made it to the other side of it. So I'm really excited to be in this place today. It was not promised. Even me myself, knowing how hard I've fought throughout my life, I still thought this last year was kind of going to take me out, but it didn't. So today is April 22nd, as everyone should know.
It is.
For me, today is it's very significant because on this day, 15 years ago, I watched my 5-day-old daughter pass away. I'm literally like in the hospital, machines beeping, chaplain, the nurses, everybody running. Like, what do you want? What did they want me to do? And they had already revived her once. So at that moment, after talking to my baby, like just laying over her and telling her to fight, but I left it up to whatever God was going to do. And after I stepped back, the machine started beeping. And so when they asked me what did I want them to do, I just threw up my hands and I told them to let her go. And that's what happened. And so I stayed there. I watched the machine go until it just flatlined. Yeah. We were young. I was only 20.
That's super young.
The significance is being here 15 years later, and I'm in my right mind, and even I'm celebrating it now. Where this year, 2020, it took me some time, but now I have a 501c3 in remembrance of my daughter to give back to other family mothers and fathers that may or will endure what I endure to help them bury their children.
I think that for some people, they don't realize that what they have been through can really actually change someone else's life.
I couldn't find what I needed, so I created what I needed. And in creating that, it was like God was healing me through the process, because even God gave me, it's like a group called A Safe Place. Because, But a safe place, meaning you can come here and you can tell your truth and you will not be judged,
right?
Because this is your truth. Because we go through things and we fight of shame because, oh, I thought like that, or oh, I did this, or oh, we're human beings and we're going to, based on what I went through in life, and I know we all had our experiences, sometimes, like you said, our mind will cause us to think crazy things.
Exactly.
I can just share, for me feeling rejected, I love telling my truth. I was in a place where I looked in the world for men to love me, and I had to bring it back to me, where I began to bring value in myself, and I created the me that I needed a long time. It's just journaling, meditation, prayer, most definitely, and therapy, because I was not going to let COVID-19 stop my mission. I still have a work to do, and so Break Free will be taking place this weekend, and through that is transparency, and it's healing, because we're telling the truth about what we've experienced, and we're allowing healing to take place.
It's like I'm seeing and hearing so many things that I'm, for myself, is very healing to hear your story and to see you be this brave and courageous to share, because there is a lot of judgment and shame and things that our ego may tell us, or things that we've heard while growing up that makes us feel like, well, if these bad things happen to us, maybe we deserved it, or maybe it was my fault, or or whatever, or what are people going to think of me when they hear that happened?
We need to hear how to cope through these things. So I love to spread love and healing, and that is something that I do through my ministry with Break Free. In this time with losing your loved ones, and you can't even, gather with others right now because of this pandemic, find that person that you can talk to, find that person that you can trust, and go through the process. Embrace every emotion that you feel. If you are mad, embrace it. If you are hurt, if you're angry, embrace all of those different emotions, and don't tell yourself that, oh, I have to be strong, or it's going to be all right, because it's just no. Like, I even hear some people say, well, they're in a better place, and I don't take nothing from that. But in the moment when we're going through these type of things, that's not something that is comforting to anyone that has lost a loved one. So I'll tell you, just take it one day at a time. Like, get it out and don't keep it in at all. We have to unlearn some of that stuff because it is not healthy for us. It is not healthy to deal with it later. It is not healthy that I have to be the strong one. It is so unhealthy for us. It wears on our mental space. We don't give ourselves the time to heal. So if it takes you 6 months, if it takes you a year, take care of you, because if we don't take care of ourselves, we're no good for no one else.
Right.
And then I began to deal with the stuff that was in front of me. I no longer, buried it away like I would formerly do. I start dealing with it at that moment, at that time.
I applaud you though for taking it home and then being like, hey, you know what? Let me just reflect and look at myself. A lot of times our resistance to our own truth is just because that's where the actual hurt is. We're covering it up, so we're resisting it, and once we allow it, then it breaks it open for us to be able to heal you.
The greatest part about rebuilding you is that when you get on the other side of this, like whatever your this is, it's like, because I'm still rebuilding myself, but I've made it on the other side with some stuff, and I'm like, whoa, like, yes. So if that is, pertaining to you, whatever your this is, if you're rebuilding yourself, it's an amazing feeling on the other side. So for everybody that pertains to you, just keep fighting, keep rebuilding, keep healing. And I told my friend recently, I see you on the other side, because it's something going to happen after this. It's something great coming after this.